Welcome back, Kudos. In this video, we will be discussing the question maximum in a generic tree. So, if this is the generic tree that you have been given, in this generic tree, you have to find the node with the maximum value. Okay, you have to find the maximum value and you have to return it. Yes. So, for this tree, what will be the maximum value? 120 will be the maximum value. So this node will have the maximum value. You have to find it and return it. So this is the question. Try it out on your own and then we will discuss the solution of this video. I hope you tried it on your own. Now let's discuss the solution of this video. So you just have to write the maximum function. What we will do is, we will have expectations from max of 10 that it will return the node with the maximum value of this whole tree, right? And we will have faith on maximum of 20 that it knows how to work and it will return us the maximum value of this subtree. We will have faith on maximum of 30 that it will know how to work and it will return us the maximum value of this subtree. We have faith on maximum of 40 that it knows how to work and it will return us the maximum value of this subtree. Now what we'll do is, we'll get three values from here. This subtree will return us 60. This subtree will return us 120. This subtree will return us 100. And we just have to compare all these three and we just compare it. We get 120 as the maximum from these three. We'll just compare it with our data and we get our maximum value. So on the higher level, we expect from max of 10 that it will provide us the maximum value of this tree. And at the lower level, we have faith on maximum of 20 that it knows how to work and it will give us the maximum value of this subtree. So let's try to code this. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll just initialize a variable named max with integer dot min value. Why? Because integer dot min value is the identity of maximum function. What is an identity? Identity is that value which does not affect our function. For example, for our sum function, 0 is the identity, because if we add 0 in any value, it won't affect the value. Okay, it won't affect our data. It will just return our data as it is. Similarly, as for our product, 1 is our identity, because if we multiply 1 with any data, it will return our data itself. So for our maximum function, minus infinity, that is integer dot min value, is our identity. Now what we'll do is, we'll just make a call for all the children. Child node dot children. We'll just ask them for the maximum value, max of child. What we'll do is, we'll just compare this maximum of children with our maximum value. So what we do is, we math.max of max, comma, max of children. Now we come out of the loop and we compare this max value with our node.data, because that value is not compared with anyone. So we compare it with math.max of node.data. And we just return this max value. We try to run this program and then we will see how this program is working. Okay, let's run this program and see if it works properly. Yes, it is accepted and our answer is correct. Now let's submit this and see whether it works for all the test cases or not. It should work for all the test cases, and then we will see how this code is actually working. We'll see the lower level approach of this. Yes, so our answer is correct. Let's take this code with us and see how it is working. Okay, so we just take this code with us. This is our code. Let me just set it up for you. Yes. So what we are doing is, let's make the Euler path and we'll keep on writing the. So first of all, we are at node 10. This is our node and we'll initialize our max value with minus infinity. So here our value is minus. Let's change the color of pen so that you can see clearly. We'll use red. So here we are 10. We'll initialize our max value with minus infinity. Now it will call us its children, right? So we come at 20. Its max value will initialize at minus infinity. It will make a call towards its children. Then again minus infinity. When we come back, because the loop won't work for 50 because it does not have any children, we come outside. We compare this max value, that is minus infinity, with node.data, that is 50. So we compare this value and it will get changed with 50. So now this is returning 50. So we'll write what it's returning in blue color. Okay, so we get 50 from here. We come to its other children. First we'll compare it with the children. So our 20 will get changed by, our minus infinity will get changed by 50 because now 50 is the maximum value. Now we come at 60. It will get initialized by minus 50. We return from here because it does not have any children. We come out of the loop. We compare it with node.data and it gets changed to 60. Now we come at 20 again. So we compare it with 60. So our 50 will get changed with 60. Now we come out of the loop. We compare it with node.data. So if we compare 20 and 60, it will return 60. So we come here. Now we are in the loop of 10. Now we compare minus infinity with 60. So it will get updated with 60. Now we come at the second children of 10. It will initialize by minus infinity. We come to the first child of 30. It gets initialized by minus infinity. The loop does not work because it does not have any children. So we return. We compare the minus infinity with 70. We get 70 and it will return 70 to 30. Now we compare minus infinity with 70. So it gets initialized as 70. It gets changed, okay? It gets updated to 70. We come at 80. Maximum value is minus infinity. We come at 110. This loop won't work because it does not have any children. We return and we compare it with node.data. So it gets updated by 110. Now we come at 80. Our minus infinity will get updated by 110. We come at 120. It initializes as minus infinity. It comes back. It comes out of the loop because it does not have any children. Now, what happens to our max value? It gets updated by node.data because we are comparing it with node.data. And minus infinity and 120 are compared. 120 is the maximum value. So it will return 120. Now we come here. We compare our maximum value, that is 110 with 120. So our maximum value will become 120. Now we come out of the loop from 80 and we will check whether 120 is greater than, our max value is greater than node.data. Yes, so it will just return 120. Now we'll check for 30, 70 and 120 gets compared and it will update by 120. Now we come at 90. It will initialize as minus infinity. We return because it does not have any children. it gets updated by 90. We return 90 from here, we'll check. We'll come out of the loop. First we check by 120 and 90. So 120 is greater, so it won't get changed. We return from 30. We'll check with node.data. So 120 and 30 gets compared, but 120 is the greater value, so it won't get updated. So now we are at 10 again. We'll check whether our maximum value is, we'll compare our maximum value child max, right? So what happens is 60 and 120 gets compared. So 60 will get updated by 120. Now we come back to the third child of 10. We come at 40. We make a call towards its children. Now 100 does not have any children. The loop will not work for 100, and we'll compare this with node.data. So minus infinity gets updated as 100. Now we come back to 40 and we compare maximum value of 40 with maximum value of the children. So it gets updated by 100. We come out the loop because 40 does not have any more children. Now it will compare with node.data, but 40 is not greater than 100, so it won't get updated. Now we come here, we again compare the maximum value with maximum of children. So 120 is already greater than 100, so it won't get updated. Now we come out of the loop, we run this line. Our maximum is compared with node.data. So our node.data is not greater than our maximum, so we'll just return 120. So that is our maximum value for this generic tree. So I hope you understood this question. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it.